Okay, let's begin work on your integrated essay. Summarize the points made in the lecture, explaining how they contradict points made in the reading. Okay, and first of all, let's see your length. Looks above average for this short time you're given to do the integrated essay. So that's very good. And let's see your introduction first. According to the reading passage, the philosophy of realism is based on the idea that anything that exists in the universe can be understood objectively and scientifically. Okay. I'm just checking to make sure that's not copied. Scientifically and understand objectively. Okay, good. Looks like you changed that. And the next sentence, a mathematician and philosopher. When you put this description before the person's name, it's more natural to say the mathematician and philosopher Bertrand Russell, and that would not have commas. Please notice I'm deleting these commas. And let's see, I wanted to just cross out this so you remember I did that. Okay, believe that society would be improved by the methods of science. Okay, a little awkward, this would. I would say could or can be. Since, this is a long time ago, I would use the past could. The lecturer, however, cast doubt on the content of the reading passage by pointing out some problems about the realist philosophy. Okay, very good. This is a little longer than normal. But yeah, normally what you do is you start with the reading passage, sometimes one sentence, sometimes two, like you did, and then have a sentence showing how the lecturer agrees or disagrees with the reading passage. So this is what I recommend you do. Continue this style. Okay, let's see your ideas. To begin with, the lecturer explains that the philosophy of realism does not consider human emotions. While the realist philosophy emphasizes logic and reason, it fails to capture the total human that holds feeling. This would be better. Plural: feelings, emotions, and passions. Even one human being has, multiple feelings, multiple emotions and passions, hopefully multiple passions, but the total human, let's see what word they actually used. Okay, actually the same word, so let's put that in quotation marks the first time to be safe. Because this is not actually a very common expression. So those kind of things you copy from the reading passage or the lecture, put in quotation marks. This point differs from the idea mentioned in the reading passage that reality and facts are unrelated to the human mind. Okay, this is a specific type of mind. Not the animal mind, but the human mind. Okay, and this is good. You do need to say something about the reading, but the focus, longer length, should be on what is said by the lecturer. Okay, so good start. Next, the lecturer mentions that serious social problems cannot be solved by the methods of science. Okay, let me just check you're doing in the same order. Okay. social problems like I think you're going to be talking about like poverty. This is because the realist philosophy cannot measure psychological elements which form the complex causes of human problems such as poverty. Very good. I thought that would come up. This contradicts the point in the reading passage. More natural to say the point made, like you make a point. So the point made in the reading passage that Russell expected that scientific methods and the realist philosophy would eliminate poverty. Okay, good. And again, you brought in Russell. Very good. In addition, the lecturer points out that the realist philosophy exerts negative effects on education. Okay, hope for some good details here. Based on the perspectives of realism? Probably that's one perspective. But this is a little mistake. It's possible that different people within realism have different perspectives. Fixed standards like national examinations are adopted to evaluate students. However, students are dehumanized by standardized tests which do not value human emotions. This fact, or this point, we used point earlier, so let's use the fact. This idea. This fact cast doubt on the point in the article that the quality of education would be increased by scientific methods. Okay, I'm not so sure it's a fact now. There is disagreement. So let's say this idea, that's not as strong as fact. Okay, but all in all, that's quite a good paragraph. Again, you're getting a lot of points. Let me quickly look and see if anything was maybe left out. Sorry, I'm trying to find that point. Okay. Fixed standards such as national examinations, standardized tests. Okay. You use the word emotions, but really these words are very similar. Passion is a strong emotion or strong feeling, so I think that's okay the way you did it. Okay, so yeah, I don't see anything I would really change there. Okay, next paragraph. Moreover, the lecturer explains that realists disregard the unity of knowledge in a technological society. Let's see. A little confused there, what you're talking about. Alright, I'm quickly skimming through this. And unity of knowledge, I think you copy. That's also not such a common expression. Those types of things that you copy that, are things that are not normally said this way. Put in quotation marks. Okay, and yeah, that's better because that's not something people talk about so often. Some people working in a large organization may not understand the whole picture of a project. which might affect humanity, as in the case of the development of biological weapons. Okay, whole picture. Let's see what they said. Okay, they said the whole. Okay, a little unclear. Let me see if I can improve that. Large may not understand the whole picture of a project. Usually what we say is the big picture. Or you might say, but big picture is a little bit informal. You might use another word like totality. Let me underline this. So for kind of informal, big picture, another way you could do this is like the totality. But another way we use quotation marks is for informal expressions, and you're telling the reader, yes, I understand that this is a little bit informal language, but this is what I really want to say. So this is not from copying, but showing that you understand the language is maybe a little too informal for an academic essay. Okay, this point contradicts. We say disagree with, but just, oh, sorry, I misread that. This point contrasts with, okay, that's good actually, the idea mentioned in the article that the realist philosophy would create an ideal society. Okay, and don't always say the same way. We could do could here. Try to vary your vocabulary a little bit. And what you did here is better than, I think, what you did last paragraph, right? You missed a noun there. This is better. This point contrasts with the idea, ... Okay, and hopefully you have a conclusion to finish. Overall, while the reading passage states that the philosophy of realism could promote a better world through the methods of science, the lecturer brings up some problems that illustrate negative situations concerning the philosophy. Okay, this first part is very well done. Okay, what you said about the reading passage. What you said about the lecture and the conclusion is a little less clear. Let's see if we can improve this second half. Some problems. Problems with what? With arguments made in the reading passage that illustrate negative situations concerning the philosophy. Okay, and we could say that casts doubt. Let's see, did you say that before? No. That casts doubt on the philosophy. Okay, let's see. Okay, but like I said, this first part was very well done up until here. Then problems is not clear enough. Problems with what? Problems with, the arguments made in this reading passage and these situations, cast doubt on the realist philosophy. Okay, but all in all, this is quite well done. This is not an easy assignment. And like I said, the length is very well done. Very good job with the length and good job with details. Do be careful about copying phrases that are things not normally said. So something like the realist philosophy. Okay, that's kind of famous, and you don't need to put that in quotation marks. But something like the total human, yeah, I don't hear that very often. This is kind of a special expression. I would put that in quotation marks. Okay, or the unity of knowledge. Okay, that's kind of a special expression. Put that in quotation marks to be safe. When you do copy those kinds of things, some teachers really don't like that if you don't have the quotation marks. And if you're in doubt, be safe and use the quotation marks. It's better to be safe than sorry. Okay? And try to vary your vocabulary a little more. But your vocabulary all in all is quite well done, and I do see that in other cases you did try to change the words or word forms, especially I noticed that in the introduction. Continue working on that, and if you can't think of something different, of course use quotation marks. Alright, and like I mentioned before, sometimes we also use it when we're using informal expressions inside an academic essay. Alright, work on your conclusion a little more, make that a little clearer. So if you had done better with the copying with quotation marks, I would give this a 4.5, but I'm going to give it a little lower because of that. It was more than one case, and I don't want to give you a higher score than you might really get, because like I said, some teachers really don't like that kind of copying. So think about it. When you are copying an expression, think about whether this is a common expression or not. I realize these are not very long groups of words, okay, but they're things, you know, we don't talk about so often, and really it's difficult to change those words or word forms. The unity of knowledge, I would just put that in quotation marks. Alright, so I'll give you 4 out of 5, but you're very, very close to 4.5. And if you're a little safer with that 1 point, I think you can get 4.5 out of 5. And, you know, improve a little more from there. And I think it is possible for you to get 5 out of 5. Maybe work a little harder on making your conclusion as clear as possible. Okay? But you're very close to perfect. This is a really good job. Be careful with quotation marks. I'm sure you can get a very high score on the real integrated test. Okay, that's all for now. I hope to give you 4.5 or higher next time. Good luck.